The High Court has acquitted former DPM Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi of all 40 graft charges under the Penal Code and Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009. This follows Judge Datuk Muhammad Yazid Mustafa finding there was no prima facie case for Zahid to answer to the charges made against him. The judge ruled that the three main witnesses, namely former Alta Kirana directors Harry Lee Wee Kiem and Wan Chorus Shawan Abdugani and former administrative manager David Tan Seong Sun, were not credible, trustworthy or believable and thus not reliable witnesses. Yazid said there are questions that arose whether money was delivered to and exchanged hands with Zahid as alleged in the charges. The judge said he had reminded himself while presiding over the case that he would not be swayed or influenced by any comments of the public made outside the courtroom. Yazid, who is due to retire next month, added that it is his solemn duty to uphold justice without favour or fear or prejudice. In a press conference he held post the ruling, Zahid said he had been diaibkan, dimalukan dan ditelanjangkan or humiliated and stripped in the court of public opinion as a result of this trial. However, Zahid said he thanked God that the public could now see that he had been acquitted and vindicated, which showed that the rule of law had been upheld in his case. He adds that he had faced this challenge steadfastly as Barisan National Chairman and that this showed the success of UMNO's and BN struggle. One particular point of contention in the trial had been the size of the brown envelope purportedly said to contain money for Zahid, where the dimensions were not known as the monies allegedly received were in the millions. Yazid, however, did dismiss Zahid's contention that the amount received was a political donation or that the charges were a form of political persecution on him. Malaysia's inflation, measured by the Consumer Price Index, increased 4.7% year-on-year in August 2022 as the gauge's food and non-alcoholic beverage component remained the main contributor to inflation. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, August 2022's 4.7% year-on-year inflation accelerated from July 2022's 4.4% year-on-year rise. However, DOSM says that there were still some food items that recorded a decrease in prices as compared to July 2022, such as chicken, barramundi fish and vegetables such as cucumber, French beans and round cabbage. Notably, August 2022's CPI print marked the sixth consecutive month of year-on-year increase since March as the inflation gauge steadily crept up over the past few months. It grew 4.4% in July, 3.4% in June, 2.8% in May, 2.3% in April and 2.2% in March. Nonetheless, the DOSM notes that August 2022's month-on-month increase of 0.2% was lower than the 0.4% increase seen in July 2022. In comparison to other regions and countries, the DOSM says that Malaysia's inflation figure logged for August 2022 was lower than the Eurozone, the US, Thailand, the Philippines and South Korea. IHH Healthcare's share price slipped as much as 26 cents on Friday as investors reacted to the news that India's Supreme Court refused to lift the stay on IHH's open offer for Fortis Healthcare shares. The counter fell as much as 4.3% to 5 ringgit 74 during the day before closing out the week at 5 ringgit 80 with 10.04 million shares transacted. It was among Bursa Malaysia's top 10 losers for the day. The last time the stock had traded below 5 ringgit 80 was 13 months ago on August 23rd, 2021, when it closed at 5 ringgit 71. To recap, India's top court on Thursday had ordered a forensic audit of the 2018 Fortis IHH deal and refused to allow the open offer from IHH to proceed. In a boss filing, IHH said that the group had been advised by its Indian counsel to wait for the written judgment before announcing the court decision. Real estate player Mulpha International has received an unconditional voluntary takeover offer from several joint offerers for the company's shares not already held by them at 2 ringgit 30 per share. The offerers are Lee Meng Ti, Lee Seng Hui, Lee Sen Huang, Klein Enterprise, Sagittarius Management, Mount Gloria Investments, Magic Unicorn, Mountbatten Corp and Nautical Investments. The collective intend to acquire the remaining 155.53 million shares or 49.98% of Mulpha's total issued shares, according to the boss filing. They currently hold 155.65 million or 50.02% of the 311.18 million issued shares, according to the notice issued on their behalf by UOB Kay Hian Securities. The joint offerers intend to maintain Mulpha's listing status. Based on the back of the envelope calculations, the offer price values the offer at 357.71 million ringgit. According to the notice, the 2 ringgit 30 price represents a 10.05% premium for the 5-day volume-weighted average market price of 2 ringgit and 9 cent and a 9% premium for the 1-month VWAP of 2 ringgit 11. Mulpha's counter reacted positively to the news, reaching as high as 2 ringgit 29 before closing at 2 ringgit 28, 8.6% higher than the previous day's close and just below the offer price. Year to date, Mulpha's shares are down 6.97%. Salcon's unit has been awarded Package 3 for the design and construction of a residual conveyance and disposal system for the Langat 2 water treatment plant by Pengurusan Aset Air. According to the statement, the scope of the project includes the design and construction of a pipe conveyor approximately 2,000 meters long from the water treatment plant to the residual storage shelter near Bukit Enggang Balancing Reservoir. The project, valued at 209.95 million, forms part of the proposed development of Langat 2 water treatment plant and water reticulation system in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. It will commence on October 4th upon possession of the site. The project is to be undertaken over the next 27 months and is expected to be completed in January 2025. It is expected to contribute positively to the earnings and net assets of the Salcon Group for FY23 to 25. Note that Salcon is also one of the contractors for the construction and completion of the 1,130 million litres per day Langat 2 water treatment plant, which was completed in 2020.